Happy Wednesday afternoon, everybody. Welcome into this live edition of Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for spending your afternoon with us. We got a lot to cover on today's show. We'll go over the latest news and rumors on your Seattle Seahawks. We've got an update on Jamal Adams. We'll go over all the combine visits. Got a new mock draft from Mel Kiper. We'll show you who he has the Seahawks selecting. Then later on, we'll get to my updated mock draft. Mock draft 2.0. I'll show you my picks. We ran through the simulator, and let's just say it got a little crazy, but it paid off to our benefits. Then later on, we will do a Q&A mailbag. Also, I have my Seahawk hot seat candidates. Who is on the hot seat under new head coach Mike Macdonald already to begin the 2024 season? We will go over some names, break them down for you coming up in just a bit. Before we do, shout out your city. Let us know where you are at. We'll shout you out as we are on the air, ready to roll out of the gates, and we're fired up here on this live edition of Seahawks Today. Coming at you from the Chat Sports Studios here in downtown Dallas, Texas on this Wednesday. Let us know where you're at. We'll shout you out as we are ready to go. And all right, checking in, seeing the chat already flying with Ricky, James is bored, Leo, Isaac, just to name a few. Got Anthony checking in from Lakewood, Washington. Good to see you. Got Ricky Hernandez in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Good to see you, Ricky. Where else you guys at? Shout out your city and let us know. I got Ralph in Washington. I got Quicksand in Honolulu, Hawaii. I got that is a cheese liker. That's quite the username right there. In Kansas City, Missouri. Not Missouri, Missouri. No one from Missouri says Missouri, by the way. Doug Stevens in Illinois. I got Christopher in Virginia. Got Jerry in Ridgecrest, California. I got Scott in Canada. C-fan for life from Seattle, but living in New York. I got Warren in Regina, Canada. Let's see. I also get KJ in San Francisco. Got Randy in McLean, Texas. Jake Ballard, not too far from us, just down the road in Dallas. I got Seth in Laverne, California. Got Daddy in Morero Valley, California. Jake says, should I come by and get a drink? Hey, absolutely, Jake. Let us know. Love to grab a drink anytime, man. Thanks for hitting us up. Also, with the combine going on this week and talking about some of the players that the Seahawks have already met with, and we got some sound that we'll play for you later and some things to bring you here in just a bit. We want to know, who is a player the Seahawks should draft? Give me a name that comes to mind that you would like to see ultimately the Seahawks add to their roster for 2024. Give me a name or two that you'd like to see. Doesn't have to even be a first-round pick. Just at some point in the draft, let us know. Give us a shout in the comments who you'd like to see Seattle draft. Smitty is here with me on the ones and twos today. And Smitty, we're talking a lot of draft today. Combine week, obviously. We got a team of people covering the combine for us.
Yeah.
I know it's still early in the draft process. We got about a month from now. But who catches your early attention you'd like to see Seattle give a look at?
There's names out there that, and it depends. It depends on where you're looking at, what mock draft you're doing.
Is your mic on?
Yeah, my mic is on here.
Can you guys hear Smitty?
I got to pump myself up a little bit here, I guess.
I can't hear him in my ear.
You can't hear me at all?
Okay, now I can.
Okay, cool. My
Okay.
bad. Maybe I got to be a little louder here. That's not me, folks. But depending on where you look, like the mock drafts are always going to look different.
Let us know in the chat if you can hear Smitty.
Let me know if you can hear me. I can hear myself in my headphones, so that's good.
Okay.
Depending on the mock draft you look at, different players available at 16. It's kind of a crapshoot for the most part. I'm looking at a guy like Jared Verse, a guy like Dallas Turner, just these guys who we've seen make an impact on the defensive side of the football. With Mike Macdonald coming in as head coach, I think that's the decision that that most likely go with if there's no quarterback they like available at 16. So looking at those defensive impact players who we see play on the biggest stages against that top competition.
Let's see. Checking in on the chat. Who do you guys want? I see Penix, Byron Murphy, Troy. I got Penix. Let's see. C-Fan for Life says Jerzon Newton, Byron Murphy, Dallas Turner, Jared Verse. C-Fan for Life wants them all.
We're going to talk about a couple of those names today.
Yes, we will. Seth is asking, will we host a draft watch party? You better believe we will.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be live, I'm sure, for the first round of the draft, and then maybe even live more than that, depending on how the draft goes. So that'll be coming up pretty soon. So certainly exciting for that when we get to that point. Sam says Cam Kitchens. Just a couple of the names out there. All right. So a lot of talk this week about Geno Smith. We told you in yesterday's show. In fact, we actually played you the video of John Schneider asking about Geno Smith if he is the Seahawks starting quarterback, and he said he is till he isn't. Wasn't necessarily the most resounding endorsement for Geno Smith.
Didn't sound like it.
But I guess he could have said worse, too. Depends, I guess, what's the saying? Like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder?
Yeah.
So, ask you guys, will Geno be the Seahawks starting quarterback week one? As I have said a lot over the last several weeks, Smitty, is that Geno was always Pete's guy. He was never John's guy. And based on the way that John has talked about him over the last couple months, even Mike Macdonald being like, well, I respect him, and, he's done a lot, but never, completely signed off, and he hasn't said he's his guy either. There's a lot different tone in the building about Geno right now than there was when Pete was around.
Yeah, I totally believe so, and I think that there hasn't been a time since the end of the season where there's been less confidence in Geno being that week one starter next year than there is right now. I think the confidence is very low, although I do think that he should start next season, even if they do especially if they get a young quarterback to kind of mentor and sit behind for a little bit. So I do think Geno should be the week one starter, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like the front office and coaching staff is too giddy on that possibility.
Right. And here's the thing. If they were set in stone that Geno was their guy, wouldn't it be a simple answer of, hey, Geno's our guy. Yeah. He's been our starter the last 2 seasons. We look forward to having him back. Does that mean we're not going to add more quarterback help? No, but Geno's our guy. They haven't said that firm, loud answer that we believe we support Geno. So makes you think, makes you wonder. And for those of you that are out there saying, man, you guys just keep beating a dead horse here, talking about Geno in this quarterback situation. Hey, this is management and the coaching staff that are making this a deal. I mean, they're creating the talking points for us.
Definitely.
So let's see. What are you guys saying? Will Geno start week one? I still say yes, but my confidence in that has certainly wavered a lot from what it was a couple weeks ago. Seth says yeah. Bobby says yes. Michael, have I lost some weight? Yeah, about 60 pounds, actually, yeah. C-Fan for Life, we need to work on both sides of the line first and foremost. What do you guys think? Will Geno be back as the starter week one or not? Let us know. All right, so on game days, I know that the season ended a while ago and it can't come soon enough. We spam S, and that's kind of a rallying cry of some sorts to make it feel like we're at Lumen Field together. And so to give that game day presence, as if we're back at Lumen Field again, I want to see as many S's in the chat as we can over this next minute. Smitty's going to shout out everybody that spams S in the chat.
Come on.
And I want to see as many as we can. Let's see who's going to be the early favorite to be today's MVP. Let's get this going. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, got my man Ricky Hernandez, got Doug Stevens, got C-Fan for Life, got Bunny26, got Sosa Senpai, Anders Troy. Come on, keep it going. Keep it going. I want to see some new names today. Jake Ballard, Sosa Senpai, C-Fan for Life, Kevin Jewell, Ricky Hernandez, Bunny26, Doug Stevens, Scott Stevenson, Ty C. Pizza. Let's go, Sosa. Let's go, Anders. Ziggy Hawley, what's up? Scott, Isaac Vallejo, Jerry, Scott, Ralph, Maya's World. What up, Maya's World? Keep spamming those. Let's get louder than Lumen Field. Terry Hill. Come on, Chris Pasquale. Keep it up, Kevin, Bunny, Ricky, Jake, Tice, Isaac, Cheese Liker, 12s forever. Keep it going, guys. Terry,
10 seconds.
Bob Crane, Kevin Jules, Ziggy Hawley, Chris, Bunny, Doug, Daniel, Ziggy, C-Fan, Trey, Sosa, Chris, Christopher Blunt. Keep it up, guys. You guys are killing it today.
Good job.
Love the energy of the chat.
All right. Chat already fired up. Over 100 people watching so far. We haven't even officially started the show yet. Let's get to the Super Chat menu today.
Let's do it.
I want to make sure you guys like the show, though. Almost forgot that. Thank you, Smitty, for that.
No
like
problem.
the video. We'll get back to that here.
We'll get back to that for sure.
We'll get back to that in a second. Getting ahead of myself here. All right. So it is the end of the month. So that means this is your last chance to get in on this month's giveaways. Today is the last chance to get a raffle ticket for the mini helmet, Seahawks mini helmet. We're going to keep – our football didn't even show up yet. So we'll keep that going, I'm sure. So $20, you'll get your name on the football when it shows up. But the custom jersey, Cass and Reyes right now has the rights to the custom jersey, but $50 gets you a chance to win that custom jersey. Whoever sends in the most 50s this month, they're walking home with that custom jersey. So that could be you. You got a chance, send in a $50 super chat. Whoever sends in the most, you send in 2 of those, you're walking away with that thing. Get your raffle tickets, get your chance on the football, all that stuff. $5, we'll sing the old Macdonald song. First-time super chatters, we'll do the Seahawks chant. And then deal of the day. Here's what we're offering on the deal of the day. In fact, I'll pull it out right now. Here we go, folks. Look at these. Our beautiful beer bongs in all their glory. For every $20 super chat today, not only are we adding your name to the Seahawks Today football, but we are also going to drink a beer bong, chug out of this thing as quick as we can. Usually we do these things for like $50. So this is an extremely good discount today to only be $20. So, folks, check it out. $20 super chat, $ next to the chat box for your chance to get one of these today. And you won't want to miss out on that opportunity. Smitty,
I'll throw myself up.
Tell people what's coming up on today's show.
Absolutely. So, 12s, here we go. We got a couple great things up on tap for you today. Got news and rumors segment. We're going to talk a little bit about Jamal Adams as well as Mel Kiper's new mock draft and who he has Seattle picking at 16. Then we have Tyler Jones's next iteration of his mock draft 2.0. A lot of crazy names in there, a lot of good value. So you're going to want to stick around and see who Tyler had you guys picking there as well. Third segment of the day is going to be hot seat candidates. Who is on the hot seat heading into the meat and potatoes of the NFL offseason? You got 3 names for you who could be on their way out of Seattle if things continue to trend in the wrong direction. And then we have a mailbag. Use hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get your message on our mailbag. Doing a live Q&A. Super Chats get priority. If you send in a Super Chat, you will appear first. Top of the mailbag are the first question we answer. And, make it a good question, too. So that is what we have on tap for you guys. Very, very excited for it all to go down. And if you're ready for us to start the news and rumors segment, go on ahead and hit the thumbs up icon. We know not everybody can super chat today, but the freest and easiest way to help out this stream, get it out, basically help us market this stream a little bit more, get it out on more YouTube recommended pages, is if you like the video. It's a simple algorithm. It's a 1-2 science here. YouTube sees that we got likes on this video. They're going to show this to more people, and we're going to get more Seahawks fans hanging out with us today.
I mean, just think about if you're watching. If you see those likes coming in, you probably wouldn't think, oh, this must be good. I probably want to watch this. And that's how the algorithm works. The more likes we get, gets it out to more people we can. We're at 35 likes right now. I need to get to 50.
Let's get to
start
50
today's
likes.
show.
Come on.
I just need 15 more. And then we can officially get started with today's show. We'll have the latest on Jamal Adams in just a bit. Combine visits and Mel Kiper's latest mock draft. 12 away now from starting the show. Like the video. I got 107 people watching right now and 43 likes. So I just need, I'm not even asking for half the audience to like the video. Pablo Domingo, good to see you, says, what's up, Tyler Jones? Always a pleasure to see you, Pablo. Thanks for watching. Ziggy says, I just liked. Thank you, Ziggy. 4 more away, and we'll get this show on the road. There we go, 52 likes. Without further ado, let's get started here on this Wednesday live edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. Jones and Smith here with you. Without further ado, let's get rocking and rolling. Coming up on today's show, we got the latest on Jamal Adams, the continuing saga. We'll let you hear what John Schneider had to say, as well as from Jamal Adams himself. The NFL Scouting Combine going on this week in Indianapolis. Schneider and the Seahawks staff are there, and they are visiting with a lot of different prospects. We got a full list of who they've talked to so far. We got some sound that will play from some of the players that they've met with to this point. And then Mel Kiper, the expert ESPN draft analyst, he has his second mock draft out. We'll show you who he has the Seahawks selecting with their 16th overall pick in the first round. Now, a little question I have for you. Are you a Seahawks fan in the 206? If you are, go ahead and like today's video. Shout out the 206. If not, if you're from anywhere else outside the good old 206, comment and tell us where you're watching from. Drop your area code in the comments if you're outside the 206. Maybe you're in the 541 or somewhere else. Let us know in the comment section. We'll get started with today's show. We begin with Jamal Adams. Seahawks general manager John Schneider spoke out this week on Adams' future with the team, and it went about as you would think. Here it is from the Seattle Times. Via on John Schneider, what he had to say. Is he in his plans? Yeah, I mean, we'll find out. We'll keep working through things. We're still trying to figure that out. So, kind of vague, right? Then Jamal Adams chiming in, saying, looking forward to the opportunity. We know what he was talking about. He was referencing what Jamal Adams, John Schneider had to say about Jamal Adams, right? Schneider has said a lot over the last couple of days about Jamal Adams, Geno Smith, among others, without really saying a ton either. We showed you yesterday's clip where John Schneider talked about Geno Smith, and he said, well, he's our quarterback till he's not, right? Well, then a little further, more from John Schneider. Here's what he said about Jamal. It was a rough year for him. I'm sure Jamal will tell you guys it was hard for him. He fought his tail off to get back. He was constantly trying to be out there, trying to be active, and working with the coaching staff, working with the trainers, strength and conditioning guys. I would expect him to be much healthier next year, yes. If the Seahawks cut Jamal Adams now, pre-June 1, they'd be up to $21 million in cap space available. That'd be oh, sorry. All right. Hold on, folks. If the Seahawks cut Jamal Adams now, pre-June 1, that'd be $21 million in cap space available. Hold on. Sorry, I gotta take a drink, guys. Give me a sec. All right.
It's all good, folks. Sorry for the delay. We'll be all right. Yeah, no problem. It's all good. We might restart. We might not. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens when we come back. Yeah, for sure. We got a super chat coming in. My boy Mark Sanchez with a $20 super chat. He said, just got the DK jersey and UW shirt. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Mark, for always being such an integral part. Spam Mark down in the chat. Everybody's saying someone needs Tyler to get a beer. Yeah, he's got a little bit of a tickle going on right now. It's not too bad. Listen, I'm not going to lie. There's rumors going around. Allegedly, I got the whole office sick. Apparently, that's what people are saying. But, yeah, Tyler's going to get a cough drop real quick, so he's able to get the rest of this video down pat for you guys. But, Mark, getting the DK jersey and the UW shirt that he earned here on Seahawks today. Also, I would like to trade down twice in the draft unless Dallas Turner is there. I obviously like Penix to get drafted by the Hawks, but don't reach for him. I agree. I don't think Penix should be a guy with his medical history, and we'll especially see how that all works out this week. That, as Tyler returns back here just momentarily, keep spamming Mark down below. And, yeah, so I don't think Penix is a guy you need to be reaching for whatsoever. Just one of those guys who the medicals scare me. I love the talent. I love what he's been able to do. And, obviously, we have his offensive coordinator now, so that'd be always good to get. But, you know, I think, like C-Fan for Life says, he'd rather take Spencer Rattler at 151 over Penix at 16, and I wholeheartedly agree with that.
You want the first beer bong?
Yeah, sure. I can do the first beer bong.
Okay.
Let me see what we do here. Let me fill it up for you. All right. All right. First beer bong of the day. This is ridiculous. How come it goes green screen? It's not even green. Interesting. Appreciate you, Mark.
And that's on your side. Doesn't do that.
Yeah, it doesn't do that for Tyler. I auto-chromed myself because I wanted myself to have a little background today. I look looking fresh. But I guess it had too much of an adverse effect on the old beer bong here. But appreciate you, Mark. Going down the hatch. Oh, coming at you fast. I'm not a big beer bong guy. Thank you, Mark, for the $20 super chat. Much appreciated. You're getting your name on the Seahawks Today Football once it comes in the goddamn mail.
Yes. Appreciate it, Mark. Okay.
All right.
So, folks, I got to get my voice through the rest of this show. So I'm not going to be as loud today. So bear with me. We're going to restart that segment from the beginning.
Let's do it.
I got the cough drop now. Schmidt, you may have heard, Schmidt did get the whole office sick.
I screwed everybody.
I am on the upward trajectory. I'm feeling much better, but doing 4 segments like this is a lot. Oh! We got a $100 super chat from John Smith. Bang! T2 and all the 12s. Thanks for the box of swag. I'd stay and listen, but I'm at my bar watching the Florida sunset and drinking a beer, and the wings just arrived.
Oh, John, I wish I had wings.
Spam John!
Spam John in the chat.
Spam John with the $100 super chat. Bang! Here I was saying I was going to be quieter today. Great. Oh, my gosh. Now John is the leader for the jersey.
John's got 2 entries for the jersey.
Oh, my gosh. What a performance. Everybody spam John in the chat.
Oh, my goodness. By the way, do you have your own beer bong over there as well?
I do.
Okay, cool. I just didn't. With the sickness going around, we don't need to be sharing beer bongs.
No. Peter, I pretty much am. But you know what? I don't care how I feel for John Smith. We'll go all out and show him some love.
I miss John Smith.
Yeah, it's been a while, John. Welcome back. Been a while since we've seen Mark Sanchez, too.
Yeah.
Guys, much appreciated. Thank you, John Smith. I'll do a beer bong for John Smith.
Maybe I'll knock down a little beer shotgun for John Smith for old time's sake.
Yeah, here we go, John. Cheers to you, my guy.
Cheers to John.
Oh!
Let's ride.
There we go. All right. Now, we'll start that segment over.
Yeah, no problem.
Get the A little quieter version of me going, just so I can get through the rest of today's show. Bear with me, folks. We're trying. The effort's there. With our first of 4 segments today. We'll take it from the top. Now you got a little tease of what we're talking about. We're going to talk about Jamal Adams, combine visit to Mel Kiper. So when Smitty gives me the go-ahead, we'll try again.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Oh, God damn it. That's Patriots. What the hell? Oh, I'm all over the place. My bad,
Okay,
guys.
false start again.
False start.
John says his fingers are covered in buffalo.
Oh, boy. I'm screwing everything up.
Okay, one more time.
Let's just do this.
What a start to today's show, folks.
Crazy start.
Yeah.
This is not. This is.
All right, stand by, folks. Here we go. Coming up on today's show, we got the latest on Jamal Adams. John Schneider spoke out. Adams responded. We'll go over all of it. Also, combine visits. Who are the Seahawks talking to in Indianapolis? We will go over the full list. Got some audio to play for you from that as well. And then Mel Kiper Jr., his second mock draft of the year is out. We'll show you who he has the Seahawks selecting at 16 overall. If you're a Seahawks fan from the 206, give us a like on today's video. Show some love for your area. And if you're from elsewhere, comment in the comments section your area code and shout them out. Maybe you're from the 541 or somewhere else. Let us know in the comments section. We'll get started with today's show. Seahawks GM John Schneider spoke out about Jamal Adams and his future with the team. And let's just say that it went about as you would think it would. More from Schneider. This is according to the Seattle Times. Is he in his plans? Yeah, I mean, we'll find out. We'll keep working through things. We're still trying to figure all that out. Then Jamal Adams responds and says, looking forward to the opportunity. But it didn't all necessarily end there. This week, we've heard a lot from John Schneider, but kind of a man of few words, right? You have to read between the lines and see that John is saying a lot of things without saying much, right? And even further, look at what he said here about Jamal Adams. Talking about this past season, said it was a rough year for him. I'm sure Jamal will tell you guys it was hard for him. He fought his tail to get back. He was constantly trying to be out there, trying to be active, and working with the coaching staff, working with the trainers, strength and conditioning guys. I would expect him to get much healthier next year. Yes. Okay? So that's the expectation, but it isn't some great endorsement either that it means that he's going to be healthy for us next year. Because here's the reality. Seahawks can save some cash if they move on from Jamal Adams. Pre-June 1, $21 million all of a sudden opens up in cap space, and now you're pretty close to be able to afford Leonard Williams all of a sudden, among other things, right? And what are you paying for Jamal Adams? What are you getting out of Jamal Adams? We've talked about this numerous times in this program, that he was a liability this past season, that he's had this inability to stay healthy here. And I don't want Jamal Adams to be Mike Macdonald's problem. So I'm all in favor of moving on from him. I think the Seahawks ultimately will. What do you guys think? Should the Seahawks cut Jamal Adams? Will they cut him soon? Y for yes, in for no. Way in the comment section. Let us know what you think. The Scouting Combine going on this week in Indianapolis, and what we're going to do is go through the full list of players that have met with the Seahawks staff. Coaching staff not there, but the scouting department is, and some of the players so far include Dallas Turner from Alabama, Jaden Daniels, quarterback from LSU, as well as Braylon Trice from Washington, and Byron Murphy from Texas. Those are a few of the names. Got some more that we'll show you here in just a second, but let's focus on Trice for a second. This would be a popular pick, I'm sure, with a lot of Seattle fans, with him playing for the Washington Huskies and everything here. And he had a very good visit and is already kind of looking forward to the next one after that. Here's more from Trice.
I won't get into that, but it was exciting to meet them. Obviously, being that I'm from the same state as them, hopefully I can get up there and visit with them. They seem to enjoy meeting with me, and I enjoy meeting with them.
Now, a couple of those other names there, Turner and Daniels. I would be surprised if they're available at 16. The board would have to go a certain way. So it does make me wonder, are the Seahawks potentially interested in trading up for Turner or for Jaden Daniels? When it comes to Turner, we know the Seahawks have a need at edge rusher. They certainly could use a player like Dallas Turner. In Jaden Daniels' case, he's one of the top quarterbacks in this year's draft. Mel has him number 2. Some people have him as low as 4. But nonetheless, I look at both those options, and if somehow the Seahawks do end up in a position where if they slip to 16 with either one of those guys, I think you would say to yourself, all right, we got to get this guy if he's still around at that case. A couple other names. Chris Jenkins, defensive lineman out of Michigan. Marshawn Nealon, defensive end on this list out of Western Michigan. And then there's Trevin Wallace, linebacker out of Kentucky. And Chris Jenkins, very interesting story with him. He played under Mike Macdonald back at Michigan when Macdonald was a defensive coordinator there a couple of years ago. And he spoke glowingly about his Seahawks meeting in his time working with Mike Macdonald and their system. Listen to this.
I have a great, have met, yes, and, have a great relationship, with him as well, especially, when he was here, so, hopefully, still see him. So we'll see, but congratulations to his new position, as head coach. He deserves it. So, we'll see where that, we'll see where it goes.
I think when this draft finally gets here, and just based on hearing what we've heard from Schneider and some of these meetings, how things have gone so far, the first step that John Schneider did when he took over the Seahawks, he didn't hire the guy everybody expected, the status quo hire with Dan Quinn. He found his guy with Mike Macdonald, and that was a bit of a shocker, but it was a welcome one at that. Now you look at, okay, John Schneider says this week that he's disappointed. He's not proud of the fact they've only drafted 2 quarterbacks in 14 years. Does that mean that he's going to make a splash at the quarterback position or trade up, potentially do things that weren't the way Pete did things before? I think there's a chance that Schneider's got something up his sleeve here. Should the Seahawks trade up in the draft? Do you see that being a possibility? Let us know what you think. T for trade, P for pass. Let us know. We are your one-stop shop for all things Seahawks draft in 2024. We're bringing you mock drafts. We're reacting to what the experts are saying. We got a team that's covering the Combine in Indianapolis this week. We are all over it here on the channel. If you are a draft nerd like me, then you need to subscribe to Seahawks Today. We are going to be talking about everything you need to know when it comes to the draft. Keep us locked in right here on Seahawks Today, your draft headquarters like no one else. Subscribe now. You'll be glad you did. Mel Kiper Jr., ESPN draft analyst, has his latest mock draft out for the 2024 draft and for the Seahawks pick at number 16 overall. This is Mel's second mock draft. And last time, if you recall, Mel projected the Seahawks going with J.J. McCarthy, the quarterback out of Michigan. This time, a little bit different. In fact, he projects the Seahawks at 16 overall to go with Washington offensive guard Troy Faltanu at that number 16 selection here. And I have some analysis. We'll go over the scouting report and all this, but I got to say, this would obviously be a popular pick, and this would fill a big need for the Seahawks. That's kind of my instant reaction. Here's more from Mel. Okay, so guard might not be the most exciting position for a mock draft, but I can assure you that Seahawk fans should be happy with Faltanu, who could stay near where he went to college. That's because he's a fun offensive line prospect to watch on tape. He has excellent feet and plays hard on every snap. Faltanu started 28 games at left tackle for the Huskies, but I see his future on the interior because of his 6'4" frame. This isn't a sexy pick by any means, kind of like what Mel mentioned when you're talking about drafting a guard, but it's a needed pick for Seattle and this offense. As the Seahawks switch to this air raid scheme under Ryan Grubb coming over from Washington, Faltanu knows the offense already. He is ready to play day one and start week one for the Seattle Seahawks if this is the case. The resume is outstanding. We mentioned his time at Washington, first-team All-Pac-12 performer, Pac-12 Offensive Lineman of the Year, the best offensive guard in this year's draft, and there would be some value if the Seahawks select him there at 16. He's the number 12 overall player on Kiper's big board. The scouting report, very athletic, quick with power. I got the power. Delivers jarring blows, extremely agile in pass pro, plays long, maximizes his length. And I really like this part. He keeps rushers guessing. You don't know what he's going to do next on that front. So, with that said, what do you think of Kiper's pick here? How would you grade this? This is a solid pick. To me, this feels like a safe pick for the Seahawks to go this route here. Not just because it's a player in your own backyard and all that, but this is the best offensive guard in this draft, fills a big position of need, and knows your system. Hard to hate this pick. I'd give this an A personally. Give me your grade, A, B, C, D, or F on Mel's pick. If you enjoyed today's show, like the video, we'd certainly appreciate it as we are talking about your Seahawks each and every day. Specifically want to hear from our folks up in Seattle. Want to make sure you guys like this video. We certainly appreciate it. And we shall see you next time on Seahawks Today. Have a great one, and we'll see you then. All right. That is one segment down. 3 to go. We're going to do a mock draft next. Will the Seahawks cut Jamal Adams soon? Why for yes and for no? Smitty, go ahead and take away for a moment. What do you the people here, I think everyone's kind of anticipating this is going to happen, but how soon? Is it pre-June 1? Is it post-June 1? Like, can we get on with it already?
I think we should be able to, right? Because it's one of those scenarios where you just want to save as much money as possible. This guy put you in the hole so bad with him earning the money that he did, with you giving away the assets that you gave up to get Jamal Adams. This is one of those rip the Band-Aid off scenarios. I mean, whenever they can maximize their cap space by cutting Jamal Adams, that's when they should make this decision. He should not be on the team next year. I don't plan on having him on the team next year, and I don't think a lot of people plan on having him on the team next year either, because he showed his true colors this year. He threw his teammates under the bus. I mean, he trashed the organization. This is not a guy who you want representing the Seahawks and this new era of Seattle Seahawks football. We're looking to move in a new direction here while keeping that defensive roughneck mentality. We're looking to make some changes, and Jamal Adams is certainly a part of that last regime with Carroll, obviously. I just think we want all memory of Jamal Adams kind of wiped from this organization, and the quicker that gets done, or the more beneficial way that it gets done is the way I hope it gets done. So let's see what the chat is saying in here now. Chris Pasquale saying why. We got Leo saying HY. That's a hell yes. RTG97229 saying why. Anders Choi as well. Seth Kaloa saying why as well. Rick Hernandez agreeing too. Not Important says they won't cut him, in his opinion. Mike Macdonald can save him. Interesting. I just think it's too much of a cap casualty to worry about making that drastic, savior. I think for Mike Macdonald there. King Zoa says we basically have to even pay our players. I agree. Re-signing with Leonard Williams is going to be huge this offseason, and I think cutting Jamal Adams is a necessary move on that front. King Zoa says it's indefinite. We cut Jamal or Diggs, regardless of price. Yes, I believe that one or both. I'd argue both are going to be cut over this offseason, and we're not going to see Quandre Diggs or Jamal Adams play another snap for Seattle, unless Quandre Diggs, of course, wanted to come back for a much cheaper price. Yeah, for our restructure would be great. Got a couple of super chats coming in. Taker610 looking out for our guy Tyler here. Says, get yourself well. Don't rugs yourself. That's ridiculous. Dan Miller with a $20 super chat. And he's a first-time super chatter. Tyler's going to be a little quieter here, but I'm going to not be as quiet. See! Hawks! Hawks! Appreciate you. We'll get Tyler back off for a quick second. Spam Dan in the chat. Spam Dan in the chat.
Gosh, when I laugh, sounds like I'm coughing today.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's
Spam
crazy out here.
Dan in the comments. Much appreciated, Dan.
Spam Dan in the comments. Shout out Dan Miller. He's saying we should trade. You said we should trade up? You said we should draft a QB but have him learn behind Geno. Absolutely.
That's what I've been saying.
We've been preaching that here on Seahawks Today. Dan Miller, glad you are joining the party. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get my computer plugged back in here. I don't want it to die. But we do have another super chat to get over here. My guy Michael Hyde.
Yeah.
Michael Hyde with a $5 super chat says, you guys should do a mock where the Hawks trade down from 16 to the second round for Penix or Nix. What do you think we can get for the move?
I'll tell you this much. Today's mock draft is not going to have trades. Little teaser for what's about to come here in just a moment. But our next mock draft, Jones Mock Draft 3.0, that will have trades. Now, I don't know if we're going to trade up or trade down, but that's a possibility in the future. I'll say this, as far as Penix or Nix in the second round, even though I'm not a fan of Bo Nix, I do think Bo is going in the first round. Penix, I could see going either way, first or second. What do you think we can get for the move? I think that you should, if you trade out of the first round, move down to the second, you should be able to pick up multiple picks. I'm not exactly sure what the compensation will be, but it would be multiple picks.
Yeah. You probably could get even potentially like a second this year and a second next year kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that would be a valuable haul back, or a second and a third. It'd be solid. You want to get 2 day 2 picks at minimum for your day 1 pick.
Smitty, why don't you go with the super chat menu real quick?
Let's do it. All right. Super chat menu coming in hot. We got a lot here on tap for you guys today. We're giving some things away here at the end of the month, and it's not you got time to get in. Last day. This is it. This is the last stream you were able to get in on some of these great giveaways. John Smith, leader in the clubhouse, he sent in that 100 for the custom jersey. $5. I'll sing the old McDonald song. We want to keep Tyler's pipes as clean as possible here for these VOD cuts. $10, you get a raffle ticket for the mini helmet. We're going to raffle that off. Got about 10 to 12 names there for the mini helmet, so we're going to give that away as well. $20 super chat, like our guy Mark sent in, and our guy Dan Miller, the first-time super chatter. They're both going to get their names on a custom Seahawks football that we're going to have here to showcase for you weekly on the show. Kind of like the Boot Hall of Fame in a sense, but it's more of like a value Boot Hall of Fame. I argue it's even cooler than the Boot Hall of Fame because of just being football in general with our logo on it. We are still waiting on it to arrive. And yeah, one of these days, hopefully it comes in. We'll add all the names that we need to. It's about 3 or 4 so far. So yeah, we'll sign that eventually when it's all filled up. Potentially give it away. Yeah, so very exciting. Oh my goodness, my damn computer charger. We're about $55 away from a beer boot. So send it at 50. Things can get real sketchy for the beer boot later on in today's show.
Sanchez, John Smith, I know you guys are watching. You guys love your boots.
They hooked it up.
We're not far away.
All right. So keep in mind, don't forget, guys. We also have $20 beer bongs today. That is the deal of the day. If I can get that up for you guys here in a second. I know it looks a little unorthodox, but I believe I don't think we paid off Dan Miller's super. Let me go get a beer bong for Dan. Pablo! Oh boy! Here we go! Pablo! You legend! Here, what a guy! Are you serious? Are you serious? A $50 super chat! Bang! Let's go! Saying John Schneider and Mike Macdonald need to draft a defensive lineman or linebacker. Defense needs to get better. Let's go Seahawks, and Tyler Jones get well as well. Shout out Pablo. Spam Pablo down below.
I'll say it quietly. Say it louder.
Pablo, 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 Pablo.
Much of a voice, just powering through. Everybody, spam Pablo in the chat. Say it loud because I can't say it too loud. And that puts us over $200 today, so a boot is happening.
Boot is happening.
Everybody, spam Pablo in the chat.
Spam Pablo.
Pablo, I wish I could get more excited right now. You can see it in my face. I got to save the voice. Get through the rest of the show. Pablo, much appreciated.
You're a beast.
Much appreciated. Everybody spam Pablo in the chat. And then John Smith.
John Smith put us over the edge. The lob, the jam. Saying we had what I thought was a great tight end room last year. New OC went at UW. Did not use the tight end much. Was it because of the insane wide receiver talent or the scheme? That's a great question, John.
When we had great tight end room, let's see. I think it was the insane wide receiver talent.
Yeah, I mean, you had Polk, you had Odunze, obviously.
Yeah, they just didn't need the tight end spot. I think that if Ryan Grubb, I would anticipate he's going to use the tight end system more, just the way that things worked out. Remember, he was only there 2 years, so a lot of it he had to deal with kind of what was there. You know? It wasn't. He didn't have a whole lot of time to put that offense as he saw fit. By the way, with Pablo at that 50, and we'll do a couple. You and I can each do a beer bong. That'd be 2 of those.
Sure.
And then that 50. Oh my God.
The hell?
Oh my God.
Excuse me?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Are you serious?
What?
What an entrance.
For Stephen Brinkley with a $100 first time super chat! Oh, damn, my computer monitor turned off. That is not good. What happened here?
For Steven!
C!
Hawks!
C!
Hawks!
C!
Hawks! Spam Steven!
Spam Steven!
Uh-oh, my screen's going.
It's all right, we're good. We're coming back.
Spam Steven! Spam Steven!
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh, indeed. Steven's got 2 entries for the custom jersey now. Oh, my goodness. Everybody spam Steven. Spam Steven in the chat. Now we got a tie between John Smith and Steven for the jersey. Everybody spam Steven. First-time super chatter. Absolutely incredible. Unbelievable. Spam Steven in the chat. Let's go. I'm fired up.
Let me know when I'm over the minimize corner thing.
Almost. Yep, right there. Hey.
There we go. Thank goodness.
Spam
All right,
Steven.
Spam Steven. Sorry. I was going so crazy. My computer monitor came out, and the whole system was awry. I mean, what an entrance for my guy Steven.
Wow, that's just incredible. Seahawks move back in the draft. Best pick available. Adams is gone. This is now Schneider and Macdonald's show. You know what? Moving back in the draft, I'm not opposed to that idea.
Best available. That's the way that Schneider's been going the past couple of years, and I love that philosophy at it.
Really just depends on what kind of offer you can get to move back, if it's worthwhile. Adams is gone. I sure hope it is. Schneider and Macdonald, I like everything I've seen so far from this new era of Seahawks football with Schneider and Macdonald. We'll see. Spam Steven in the chat.
Spam Steven.
Steven, you got 2 entries for the custom jersey. John Smith's got 2 entries. The next person between the next $50 super chat from one of the 2 of you
will be the leader in the clubhouse.
Will be the leader to take home the custom jersey.
Wow.
And it wraps up today. So we'll find out who that is. Steven, much appreciated. We got several beer bongs.
We have several beer bongs to get to. I'm going to do a beer shotgun for you guys.
And then Dan.
And then Dan Miller running it back.
Dan Miller again. Dan Miller with the $20 super chat says, so I'm not big on Jamal, but is there a chance this play could be because how bad our defense was?
Interesting.
I'll say this. Seahawks defense obviously was bad last year, but and schematically, coaching and all that did not help things. But I still think that you could have had Bill Belichick coaching Jamal Adams, and he would have struggled. Jamal is a problem himself.
Agree.
So, yes, 2 things can be true. The defense as a whole was bad, but Jamal Adams has his own issues. And so I do not think that coaching was going to save Jamal Adams. In fact, Pete Carroll tried to save Jamal Adams, tried to cover his ass multiple times, and it just wasn't great. We're $80 away from a boot race now.
How crazy is that?
This is
I
gone
didn't
wild.
anticipate a boot race today. Unbelievable.
We might have to, because if we're doing a boot race today, it's going to be it's not going to be a fair fight. Smitty's going to have an advantage. I might have to have a head start or something.
I'll give him a head start.
Um,
I'm gonna go grab a beer shotgun because I'm gonna kind of cash in all my beer bongs into one beer shotgun.
Okay.
The real deal.
I will, while Smitty's going to go get his beer shotgun, I'm going to pay off accordingly here. All right. Here we go. For Dan, cheers to you, my guy. There's one. Everybody spam chug in the chat as I'm about to do another here. Got some Miller on hand here. All right, here we go. Cheers. There we go. I got one more. Spam chug in the chat. Let's get those chugs going. One more. And then Smitty's going to come back. Here we go. I got 2. I got one more. One for each super chat comes in. Right. Here we go. All right, here we go. What? Oh. Cheers. There we go. Dev tried saying can's not open. Doesn't that look open to you? Oh, see, I spilled beer. There's proof it's open, Dev. Come on now.
You guys got me shotgunning a cherry Happy Dad. I hate cherry. Cherry is the worst flavor of anything ever. Candy, soda, doesn't matter. It stinks. But for my guy John Smith, for my guy Steven, for my guy Dan, you guys killing it today. The best. I love Seahawks today. I love the 12. Cheers to y'all. Thank you. Let's do it. Let's go, Hawks! Cheers.
There it is. Oh, how you feeling? Cherry.
That is so cold. You're welcome.
You're welcome, America. Oh, how about that? Oh, yes. John drinking Miller. No Bud Light here. No Bud Light here. All right. Less yapping. All right. We still got 3 segments to go. Let's get to mock draft now. And we got. Sounds like Giants is getting crazy. I know Steelers is live. I wonder where they're at in super chats. What's Giants at today? This might have turned into a super chat battle between Seahawks and Giants today. Let's do a check-in on them and see where they're at. All right. Without further ado, after I spilled beer on the desk, we will do mock draft. I think I'm woken up now. Let's see. It's beer o'clock. Mock draft time. Here we go. Mock draft 2.0. Let's get after it. Here we go. It is mock draft time. Oh, timeout. Oh, man. Oh, doggies. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Dan Miller again.
Dan Miller with a $100 Super Chat! Bang!
Spam Dan. Dan! Spam Dan.
Dan is making us do a boot race.
Oh, my God. Oh.
Oh, my God. Sorry for the cough.
This is incredible. Dan Miller. Okay.
When are we doing this boot race? The end of the show or right now?
We got to get through the segments.
Oh, we got to get to the segments.
We got to get through the segments before we do the boot race. But
boot race at the
gosh.
end. That means everybody's got to stick around to the end of the show for the boot race, baby.
So now the jersey update. Dan Miller's got 2 entries. Steven's got 2. And John Smith's got 2.
Pablo's got 1.
And Kassan Reyes has got 1. I don't see Kassan here. John says, so what's the boot situation? Oh, we got a boot race coming. And then there could be another boot after that if we get to 600, which we're now 175 away.
Dan's just showing thanks. I mean, Dan, can we show some thanks to you, my friend? I mean, we appreciate you. We couldn't do this without guys like you. Couldn't do this without guys like John Smith, like Pablo, Mark Sanchez, Steven. I mean, you guys are absolutely killing it today. Even the little guys like Michael Hyde, like everybody, even the guys who just like the video or just participate in our chat. We can't thank you enough. So thank you for being here.
On a day where I'm not at my best, you guys have come through and still made this an incredible show today. And I appreciate that. King says, Stone Cold double boot handing it
that would
poor
be
style.
Ridiculous. You know he's talking about the Stone Cold
Yes.
Steve Austin.
Yes.
That'd be crazy. There's 2 boots on the agenda. A boot race is on the agenda now that we've hit 400 in super chats.
Because I am under the weather, I'll have a head start of sorts.
For sure.
But we will adjust the rules accordingly. We could get a third member to do a three-way boot race if we get $175 more.
Yeah, if we get to 600, who knows?
So we'll see. Let's go ahead and get to this mock draft.
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you so much, Dan. We really appreciate you. We also got a first-time super chatter as well.
Yeah.
Let's hit that before we go.
Peter's got the right idea. He says Tyler would be screaming out his lungs if he wasn't. Yeah, absolutely, I would be. So I'm still showing the emotion as much as I can. I just can't yell and scream.
Peter also gave us a great question earlier for our mailbag. Use hashtag Seahawks in any comment you want. We have some questions from the super chats as well.
What are the chances we take Penix at 16? Right now, I wouldn't say it's very high. But I could see a world where they trade down and pick him in the second round or trade back into the second round, whatever it may be, and pick him. All right. Can you reply to John because he can't hear?
I got it right now.
Let him know what's going on.
Yep.
Once you do that, I'll take a drink. Then we will get started with our next segment. Oh, first-time super chair. We didn't do this.
I know. I was going to hit him with a C!
Hawks.
C!
Hawks.
C!
Hawks.
Hawks! Shout out Noah Cook.
Spam Noah Cook.
Spam Noah.
Spam Noah Cook.
Spam Noah.
Much
John
appreciated.
Smith, my guy, says can't hear. I appreciate that. He's probably got a mouthful of wings right now.
Yes.
Which is electric. I really would love wings right now.
I could go for some wings right now.
All right.
All right.
Is it time to get
It's time to get to the mock.
I think we can do that.
Yes. Oh, and I'll tell John we're 175 away from a three-way boot race.
Also, John, one more.
Okay. All right, here we go, folks. Without further ado, let's get to this mock draft. Still 3 more segments left.
That's crazy.
Let's see if my voice will hold up and make it 3 more segments. I believe I can do it. We'll see. Yep. You're watching Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here. Thanks for joining us as it is time for Mock Draft 2.0. I will give you my picks for all 7 rounds for your Seattle Seahawks in this April's NFL Draft. What we've done is we have run through the Pro Football Focus Simulator. PFF made all the picks for the 31 other teams. And then I made all the selections for the Seattle Seahawks. And I got to tell you, just to kind of set the scene here, is that there are some big surprises. The way the board unfolded for me today, it worked out pretty dang well for your Seattle Seahawks. We'll dissect it here in just a bit. Before we do, who is the best Seahawks first-round pick of all time? If you had to narrow it down, who is the very best over the years? No wrong answers here. Just tell me who you think it is. Way in the comment section, let us know. The Seahawks with 7 picks in this year's draft. It all begins at number 16 overall. Then 2 third-round picks at 78 and 81. A 4th-round pick at 118. A 5th-round pick at 150. A 6th-round pick at 193. And a 7th-round pick at 232. On this mock draft, we're not going to do any trades. We're just going to play as the board presents itself. Our needs that we're looking at: edge, defensive line, offensive line, defensive back, wide receiver, especially since we don't know about Tyler Lockett's future right now, quarterback, linebacker, tight end. We'll see what we can do to address all those needs here on today's show. The 5 picks leading up to the Seahawks selection at 16. The Vikings go with Byron Murphy out of Texas at number 11. 12, the Broncos go with Quinion Mitchell, the corner out of Toledo, At 13, the Raiders go with Olu, the offensive tackle from Penn State. 14, the Saints go Dallas Turner, the edge rusher from Alabama. And at 15, the Colts go with Terrion Arnold, corner out of Alabama. So, who is on the board for the Seahawks when they pick at 16? A major shock. Jaden Daniels is still around based on how the simulator played out. I know what you may be thinking. What type of situation would that have to require? Well, Drake May would have to be the second quarterback off the board. But then you look at some of the other teams that picked before the Seahawks, and they could go after a Justin Fields or a Kirk Cousins or a Russell Wilson and maybe pass on a quarterback this go round. So it's not as crazy as actually what you may think of Jaden being available there. Jared Verse, we like a lot. Latu, Newton, we've talked a lot about. Powers Johnson, people in the Pacific Northwest are very familiar with, and the Seahawks need some help on the interior of the offensive line. So, who do the Seahawks pick? Dun, 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 dun. With the 16th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Jaden Daniels, quarterback, LSU. And there is a parade on the streets of Seattle. We are jumping up and down for joy if somehow this happened. If the board fell this way, although quarterback's not our top priority, if Jaden Daniels is there, I can't say no. I don't know how the hell you would say no to Jaden Daniels if he's around when the Seahawks pick at 16. Last 2 seasons at LSU. Prior to that was at Arizona State. The Seahawks did just hire his former QB coach from Arizona State. Won the Heisman Trophy this past season after an incredible season with the LSU Tigers. Number 2 QB, number 3 overall player on Kiper's big board. The scouting report, excellent athlete, excellent burst and agility, good ability to create, a dangerous runner, just so athletic as far as that goes. He's got creativity as a thrower outside the pocket and very good deep ball accuracy. When you have the weapons the Seahawks do, of the likes of DK Metcalf and JSN and others, you want to push the football down the field. Jaden Daniels has got that ability. And when we look at what he's done, the balance is both a passer and a runner. 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions this past season. Extremely accurate. Was efficient with his great receivers that he had, put them in positions to succeed with over 3,800 yards, and still rushed for 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns. Jaden Daniels is that guy, and I would be thrilled if the Seahawks can pick him at number 16. What do you guys think? Should the Seahawks draft Jaden Daniels? I mean, John Schneider had a combine meeting with him, so it's something the Seahawks are talking about right now. Weigh in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Y for yes, N for no. Next up, we go to the 3rd round, 78th pick. That is where we find the Seahawks selecting edge rusher Gabriel Murphy with this pick. And I got to tell you, Gabriel Murphy is a very interesting prospect. This is somebody that graded out well every single year, according to PFF, at his position. Started his career with North Texas, spent the last 2 seasons at UCLA, was named an All Pac-12 honorable mention, and was very consistent. Had at least half a sack in 8 games this season, and had at least 5 tackles in every game this season. Impressive overall athlete. Nobody's going to argue that. He does a really good job keeping his legs moving. He's quick and athletic. Kind of high motor, which is always something you want to hear about somebody you're looking at. The big knock, kind of subpar on block recognition. He needs to kind of read what those the offensive lines are doing a little bit better than what he does right now. So here's the statistics, what we're talking about here with Murphy this past season. 38 tackles, 8 sacks. Would like to see him get more involved when it comes to creating turnovers, but overall a very good player there. Next on the board for the Seahawks, we find Devondre Sweat with the 81st overall pick out of the University of Texas. Some people are grading Sweat as a first-rounder. There's others that have him going as low as the 3rd round with concerns about the size. He's over 360 pounds, but, I mean, he still turned that into being a unanimous All-American and Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. So it worked well at the University of Texas. I would think that it would work well in the National Football League. And if he's available in the third round, I'll definitely take the chances on him. The Seahawks have had discussions about trying to fill the void in the interior of the defensive line. He's got a good build with a thick lower half. He shoots his hands straight. He's hard to move, which you can imagine when you're that big, right? Solid against double teams as well, which is important with the Seahawks playing this 3-4 defense under Mike Macdonald here. You can expect that he would take on a decent number of double teams there. He stops his feet on contact. Not necessarily great there, but I do like everything else there when it comes to our man here, Devontae Sweat. Now, let's go over the numbers. You can see with Sweat. 2 sacks this past season, but it doesn't tell the full story. As, just all those double teams he took on still was terrific. 45 tackles. Just a really good year for him. Who's a player the Seahawks should draft? We've gone over a couple of these already. Now it's your chance to weigh in and tell us who you would like to see in a Seahawks uniform in 2024. We are your Seahawks draft headquarters here on Seahawks Today, and we're trying to reach our next milestone, 50.5 thousand subscribers, just over 150 subs away from reaching there. And we're going to tell you everything you need to know on the draft. We're doing these mock drafts, these player evaluations, telling you what's going on at the Combine, all the happenings on your Seattle Seahawks. We are your draft headquarters. No one's going to cover the draft like us here on Seahawks Today. And I can guarantee you this, folks. No one loves college football more than I do. And the passion that you'll see on this channel about these college prospects and trying to find the top college talent to fit for your Seattle Seahawks, no one's going to cover it like we will here on Seahawks Today. I can guarantee you that. Subscribe now for free. All right, let's go to the 4th round now. That's where we find Bo Limmer, the center from the University of Arkansas, going to Seattle at 119. Evan Brown's hitting free agency. You do have Olu there, but Olu's got the potential to play guard, so you can have some flexibility and move some things around here. PFF said that Bo Limmer was the number 27 overall player in all of college football heading into 2023. Kiper's got him as the number 8 center in this year's draft. He's rangy, a springy blocker. He excels on back blocks, fluid in making adjustments, very good about thinking on the fly, creates space out of his stance, but he does have minimal girth. Not ideal necessarily for that position, but for that type of value, I'll take it there in the 4th round as far as that goes. We'll stay on the offensive line for this next pick. Arguably the best offensive lineman in all of college football this past season. Had a season-ending injury, but still high hopes for him at the next level. Zach Center, the offensive guard out of the University of Michigan, will take in the 5th round at 151 overall. A unanimous All-American, college football playoff national champion. Center, a tremendous leader for this Michigan Wolverines team, and really just kind of set the tone for a team that wanted to be physical, that wanted to run the football. Center was all that and a bag of chips for this Michigan Wolverines team. We mentioned he is coming off the injury, but even with that said, a solid run blocker. We know the Seahawks need to run the football and need to do it well. Good balance in pass pro. You're not getting a guy that's just a good run blocker. He can do both. He's tall, he's got long arms, and he's got some raw tools. He's got some things that need to be worked on a bit, kind of like at a beginning level, needs to go from learner's permit to driver's license on some of his tool sets. Too much of a waist bender at times, but nonetheless, you get a whole lot more good than bad when it comes to Zach Center there. We'll wrap up this mock draft in a moment, but first, let's ask you, what is the biggest need in this year's draft for the Seattle Seahawks? Let us know in the comment section what you believe it is, the number one thing the Seahawks need to address. We go to the 6th round now. At pick number 194, the Seahawks get some help at linebacker. We don't know what the linebacker position is going to look like for Seattle with Jordan Brooks and Bobby Wagner on expiring contracts. And we've heard rumblings about Patrick Queen. Also, what about Devin Bush and all that? Well, the 6th round, we go with Steel Chambers from Ohio State at 194 overall. And then we wrap up the draft. We get some help at tight end. Take a flyer on Tip Raymond at 233 to wrap up from the University of Illinois. So there you have it. Those are our picks. Let's give you a recap here of our selections. Got a home run pick with Jaden Daniels at 16 overall. Then in the 2nd round, we go with Gabriel Murphy, the edge rusher out of UCLA. We follow that up by getting Tavondre Sweat, the defensive lineman from the University of Texas. Bo Limmer, the center from Arkansas, we find at 119 overall, but he's not the only lineman we get. We get Zach Zenter, the offensive guard from Michigan at 151. Steel Chambers, linebacker from Ohio State at 194. And Tip Raymond, the tight end from Illinois at 233. So, what do you guys think? How did I do? I found some tremendous value. Look, Jaden Daniels at 16, no way in hell was I going to say no to that. Tavondre Sweat, as late as he was in the 3rd round, that's a win. Oh, and then to cap off things, Zach Center, too? I think I did a great job. I'd give myself an A+. Anything less than an A, you're a hater. Grade my mock draft. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you next time, right here on Seahawks Today. All right. So, oh my gosh.
I don't think you didn't catch this while we were recording this segment. But John Smith with a $100 super chat! Bang!
Spam John. John. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's incredible.
I mean, we have had watch parties with less craziness than this.
This is outstanding. So John's back in the lead for the jersey now. He's got four entries for the jersey now. The custom jersey going to John Smith at the moment with 4. Spam John in the chat. Oh, my gosh. That's outstanding. He says, inspired by Dan, remember 12 singles and doubles. Those $2, $5, $10 super chats count for more than home runs. Great freaking show, and I can't even hear it. Band is playing.
The band is playing. Live music, wings, beer. You seem to be in my personal heaven right now, Mr. Smith.
And here he is enjoying Seahawks Today.
I love you, brother.
Spam John in the chat. What a performance today from John Smith. That puts us $75 away from a beer boot race. Oh, my gosh. Man. Alora's Eye says, damn, John can get 4 Jamal Adams jerseys after they cut him for that price.
Yo, go to your local Modell's in Seattle. Let us know. Tweet at us or something. If you see a Jamal Adams jersey going for the low, let me know. Because cheap Seahawks jerseys are still Seahawks jerseys, man.
Right. All right. Here's a beer bong. In honor of John Smith.
Shout out, John.
Cheers to John.
Legend. John.
Woo!
He doesn't even know we're cheering for him right now. That's how much of a legend he is.
Yeah. Wow. Unbelievable. Outstanding performance.
What a beast.
Oh, my gosh. Everybody spam John in the chat. That's incredible.
Are you kidding me?
John's got the right idea. Singles and doubles, too. Let's see. C-Fan for life. I found out I'm going to be a dad for the first time.
No way.
Super chat somebody. C-Fan for life. Congrats to you.
Congratulations, C-Fan for life.
Oh, man.
That's awesome, man.
Kids are great. Oh.
Looks like a bedpan more than a beer pong.
A bedpan? Okay. Thank you, C-Fan, for life. Much appreciated. All right. 75 away from a three-way boot race. We'll get somebody involved on that. Here we go. Next segment. Well, let's show them the Super Chat menu.
You can show them the Super Chat menu one more time. See what they're getting.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys,
keep in mind, we got to do it. We're doing a live Q&A soon, so use hashtag Seahawks in your questions.
yes. Hashtag Seahawks.
Before we do that next segment.
First-time Super Chatters, you get the Seahawks chant.
Right now, aside from Super Chat questions, it's only Peter here with one question. So, and it was a good question, but we need more.
Let's see. We've gotten 4 $100 Super Chats.
That's insanity.
Absolute insanity. First-time Super Chatter, get the Seahawks chant. $5 Super Chat, old Macdonald song. $10 Super Chat, raffle ticket for a mini helmet. $20 Super Chat, Seahawks Today, Football Hall of Fame. $50 Super Chat, MVP entry for a custom jersey. So that is what we're offering today. And the $20, you also get a beer bong as well, in addition to getting your name on the football. So 75 away from that race. Yes?
Did somebody say something crazy about John Smith? He said, "Whoa, Aaron Curry." What's going on here in the chat?
King said Aaron Curry was pretty bad.
Oh yeah, he was bad. As far as busts go, yeah, he was terrible.
Why is Aaron Curry taking strays?
Catching strays.
Why are we giving strays Aaron Curry today?
Samuel Forsythe says the Boz is now the second worst Seahawks. The Boz gets criminally
Samuel,
underrated.
don't come in with that slander on
The
my
Boz
guy.
gets underrated, man. He wasn't as bad as you think.
Here's the thing. Okay. Let me educate for a moment. When it comes to the Boz, if it weren't for injuries, we'd be talking about the Boz being a Hall of Famer. Okay?
Well, if he, shut up a little less.
Yeah. So I don't like the slander on the Boz because it wasn't a talent or work ethic issue. His body didn't hold up, and that's how the league goes sometimes, folks.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. That's how it is. Did we ever find out what Giants is at?
We did, I can try to see. I'm not going to sign in, but I can try to see.
Message Seeps.
What their most recent ones they're at.
Just message Seeps.
Yep, I will.
I want to see if we got a Super Chat battle going on here. Because we're technically only halfway through the show. And we're at $520 so far. Let's see.
Well, they're at 900.
They're at 900?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were having a great day. We are having a great day. But I guess everybody got paid today or something, Man, been a lot of fun. All right. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get to our hot seat candidates. And then we will do our Q&A before we wrap up and call it a day.
All right. So we're doing a little cold open here?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Ready?
Yep. Seahawks Today is your off-season headquarters. As we're talking everything you need to know about your Seattle Seahawks all off-season long from – let me try that again. Excuse me. Let me take a drink and – there we go. All right, take two. Try again. Seahawks Today is your off-season headquarters as we're talking everything you need to know when it comes to the draft, free agency, trades, and more. And here's what I want to do. I want to see if we can get 50 subs off today's video. If you want the best Seahawks off-season coverage on YouTube, you got to lock us in. You got to subscribe now. Join the family. We'll get started with today's show. We're talking hot seat candidates today. Who's hot? Who's not? I got 3 players that are already on the hot seat for your Seattle Seahawks under new head coach Mike Macdonald. We will go over the list and explain one by one their situations that they are in at the moment. Let's get started with the obvious name. That is safety Jamal Adams. And this is really a surprise to no one. But here's one angle I want to bring up when it comes to Jamal Adams. Besides what you guys know of the lack of production on the field, being a liability and all that, okay? We know about the injuries, and he's missed a lot of time over the last couple of seasons. Everyone knows about that. But can we talk about the off-the-field stuff for a second? Has everybody already forgotten about when Jamal Adams left his teammates before the Monday Night Football game against Philly and how inexcusable, how unacceptable that was for him not to be there for his team? Have we forgotten about that and how embarrassing that was and how much of a lack of character that was for Jamal Adams? How about when he made fun of that New York Jets reporter's wife and called her ugly earlier this year as well? I am very concerned about the character issues with Jamal Adams. And Pete was a player's guy. He had Jamal's back and all that. Now this new administration, Mike Macdonald owes no loyalty to Jamal Adams. His antics, the way he handles himself and carries himself on the field, that won't fly. That won't be it won't be acceptable. The play on the field is bad enough as is. You guys know it. You see the statistics. I mean, we've told you about the PFF numbers last year, how bad they were other than his pass rush grade. Jamal Adams, it's not, if he's going to stick around with this Seattle Seahawks team, it's going to need to be not just Jamal Adams stepping up with his on-field performance and being available, getting healthy, but he's got to step up as a man. He's got to be a better person in 2024 if he wants to stick around and be on this Seattle Seahawks team going forward. What do you guys think? Is he going to be on the Seahawks roster week 1? Our pin comment today. Weigh in, let us know what you think. Why for yes and for no. Will Jamal Adams be on the Seahawks roster week 1? Let us know what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Football season may be over, but the action on the floor is heating up. Whether it's tournament season or the fight for playoff home court, there's no shortage of high-stakes basketball moments this time of year. Get in on the excitement with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app, where you can turn your hoops knowledge into serious cash. Prize Picks even offers injury insurance so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player projection won't count against you and the rest of your entry stays live. I've had a lot of luck with NASCAR Prize Picks lately, but I'm already looking ahead to baseball season. I got Grayson Rodriguez of the Baltimore Orioles to have more than 180.5 strikeouts. I got Julio Rodriguez of the Seattle Mariners to have more than 168.5 hits. If both those hit, let's say we put $20 down, we're making $60 on Prize Picks. Play along with me. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS for a $100 deposit match. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS for a $100 deposit match. Next on the list is Geno Smith. Now, all signs, all indications are that Geno Smith is likely to return to the Seahawks in 2024. But as far as his leash and how much pull he has with the Seahawks, that seems to be in question going forward. The leash I don't expect to be as long without Pete Carroll calling the shots anymore. I don't think that he's got that guy in his corner anymore. That guy to sit there and have his back. Like John Schneider has never been that guy for Geno. Mike Macdonald, when he was asked about Geno Smith a couple weeks ago, he kind of gave a half-ass answer. He's like, well, we've played against him a couple times and all that. He was never committed to Geno Smith. In fact, if Geno struggles and doesn't look the part, let's say they go draft their quarterback in the future, whatever it may be this year, I don't think it would be long at all before they would start to look at other options and see what else they could do instead of Geno Smith personally. You look at the numbers last year, down quite a bit from what they were in 2022. And you got to be thinking, it's a new system in place. You would hope that he could perform at a high level and step back up to numbers that were similar to what we saw in 2022. But if he doesn't, when do the Seahawks start to consider their other options beyond Geno Smith here? I think that not having Pete Carroll around, we're going to see Geno Smith very tested in 2024. Do you believe in Geno? Are you sold that he's the right guy for this Seahawks team? B for believe, D for don't. Weigh in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Last on the hot seat candidates today. This one might come as a shocker. And this one is Riq Woolen. Let me explain why. I feel like today's show can be kind of a wake-up call for Riq Woolen. If Riq is watching, pay attention. If somebody knows Riq, get this message out to him. Because let's make this very clear. Riq Woolen, fantastic rookie season. 2023, however, was a sophomore slump. And he got outplayed by Mike Jackson in about every single way. And there was something that was infuriating, I think, for Seahawk fans from Riq Woolen last year. His tackling was cheeks. It was ass. He sucked when it came to tackling last year. And with the emphasis on defense and being physical, like Mike Macdonald wants to do, the effort that he put out there as a tackler, that is not going to fly in 2024. And if you want any further statistics of how bad Riq Woolen was when it came to tackling, he missed 20% of his tackle attempts in 2023. And his tackle number dropped by as much as 10%. Now, let me make one thing clear. One thing very clear when it comes to Riq Woolen. I am not sitting here and saying that Riq Woolen is getting cut or traded or anything like that. But you think about Devin Witherspoon, his role should increase. Okay? Trey Brown had a solid year. We mentioned Mike Jackson outplayed him last year. If he's going to have a sorry-ass effort when it comes to tackling, and if he's going to continue on the downward spiral from last year, he could find himself on the bench. He could see playing time taken away. So, Riq Woolen, I want to know, are you going to be the version we saw your rookie season, or are you going to be the guy we saw last year? Because the Seahawks can't have the guy we saw last year. We got to see him play to his full potential, to the guy that he was that rookie season and build beyond that. Think about this as a rookie, too. He was a very good tackler. He's got the size, the frame to be a good tackler. Put some damn effort in and get it right, Riq. Get it right. What's your confidence level? Riq's going to turn it around and get to be the player that he's supposed to be. I think he'll get it done. I think he'll turn around. I'll put about an 8 or 9. But this needs to be a wake-up call because he needs to figure it the hell out right now. Scale it for me in the comment section, your confidence level. Appreciate you joining us here on Seahawks today. We keep it 100 here on the channel like no one else does. Subscribe now. Lock us in all off-season long. We'll see you next time. All right. Do you believe in Geno? B for believe, D for don't. And we had another big super chat come in. Hold on, folks. This show's going off the rails today.
Dan Miller with a $100 super chat! Bang! Dan!
Dan.
I mean, my God.
This is unbelievable.
Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to get a 3-man beer boot race because everybody's leaving the office. So it's late.
Oh, my gosh.
But we're going to get one for you guys. No
Oh,
doubt
my
about it.
gosh. Spam Dan. Dan, 2 more entries for the jersey. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Get your info in case you're the winner here. We don't want to not.
Dan,
Get you a jersey,
email
my man.
me, Tyler@chatsports.com, your information. And by the end of the show, we'll see who sends in the more 50s, Dan Miller or John Smith, but they are tied. It's a dead heat between those two at the moment for the jersey giveaway. Oh, my gosh. Everybody spam Dan. Absolutely incredible.
Bro, you're
what a performance
kidding.
today.
We need tons of questions here because all the questions, I mean, there weren't any, but all the super chats just went away. So thank God.
Super chats disappeared?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. They time out or something?
But thank God Dan's question is still there, so we're gonna put that for sure on the
What do you
mailbag.
feel is our chance to make it win the Super Bowl with first year, and would that have ever been done? Has a first-year head coach ever won a Super Bowl? I think Barry Switzer was a first-year head coach with the Dallas Cowboys, if I remember correctly. I don't.
How long was Mike McCarthy the coach in Green Bay? It was definitely early on in his tenure, correct?
Yeah.
I think he was pretty early on. That's Pete Carroll was really early in his tenure as Seattle's coach. I believe he was in year 3.
Don Cafferty was the former head coach of the Baltimore Colts. He won a Super Bowl in his first year.
Oh, when there were still 2 different water fountains?
Whoa.
What? It was the 60s.
Of all the things you could go with that.
That was
That was kind of dark.
that was
Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think the Seahawks are going to win this. They don't have a Super Bowl roster right now. But obviously things can change. There's still a lot of time. But Dan. Oh my
Dan
goodness.
the man.
Dan the man. Dan the man. Absolutely incredible. Samuel says, congrats on losing the 60 pounds. Hey, I feel great. I got more work to do. I'm going to Vegas this weekend. Part of the reason why I need to get healthy here in the next couple of days.
Yeah. I'm going to New Orleans. Me and Tyler are having some weekends this weekend.
Hopefully I don't put on the weight I lost, over the weekend here. But I will be enjoying myself. What's the better party city? Is it Vegas or New Orleans?
They're probably the top 2 in the country, and then you maybe throw
in Nashville,
Miami. Those are like the big 4.
Yeah. So here's my plan for Nashville, for Vegas this weekend, Smitty. So
What do you got?
So it's Saturday. I'm driving down to Waco to go see my Kansas Jayhawks play Baylor.
Oh, you're gonna go?
I am gonna go. And then I'm gonna drive straight back to Dallas, catch a flight, land at 7:45 in Vegas, and then at 9:30 Vegas time on Saturday night, I got to hop on a party bus and going clubbing in Vegas Saturday night. And then from there, I got to go to a NASCAR race Sunday afternoon. So it is going to be a crazy day. Coop, you need something? Okay. Thank you. We've had a hell of a time.
The 12s killed it today, for sure.
12 showed up.
You guys got to get some questions in, though, because we got to get this last segment, then we got to get
We
the
need
heck out
some
of
questions for the mailbag, yeah. What do you guys got for us? Hashtag Seahawks to get your questions for the mailbag. So that's my game plan this weekend, Smitty, is KU Baylor, hit the clubs, NASCAR race, do the Vegas thing, and come home Monday night.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's get after one.
What's the New Orleans agenda?
Well, our hotel's right on Bourbon Street, so that should be fun. Gonna hit the Bourbon Street Casino, I'm sure, at some point. Honestly, just drink our faces off. I think that's the plan. Responsibly. None of us are gonna be driving, so it's really not gonna be that responsible. It's gonna be a good time though. Let me know if anybody has some suggestions for New Orleans. Let me know in the chat. But we do need some Seahawks questions for this live Q&A coming up next.
Send us your questions. Send us your recommendations for Vegas and New Orleans and all that. It should be a hell of a weekend ahead. Dan, absolutely incredible.
What a legend.
Is that like a dog?
I believe it's a cat.
Dan, what is your avatar?
Is it a cat or a dog?
Is that a dog or a cat?
The ears scream cat. And the eyes also scream cat. They look yellow. It looks like a black cat to me. A little old black cat.
Yeah? Are you a dog or cat person?
Oh my God, dog all the way, my friend. Good job, Cameron. Appreciate that question.
Cameron.
You're getting on the mailbag. Any question you guys throw up is getting on the mailbag right now. 100p.
Yes. That is a dog. Okay.
How sure of you are that? Or how sure of that are you?
I was just reading the comment. Yeah.
No, I know. I'm asking RTG how sure he is.
Yeah. Let's see.
It kind of looks like a dog, though. Like a black German Shepherd almost.
Aurora says, Mr. B's in New Orleans and get the barbecue shrimp.
Hell yeah, I love shrimp. Mr. B's, okay.
Oh,
you zoomed in. It is a dog. Thank you, because we can't zoom in here.
Yeah. Dan Miller, what kind of dog?
Dan Miller, let us know what kind of dog it is. But we need more questions. Take after your boy Cameron there. Use hashtag Seahawks.
Yes. Fire away.
You guys know the drill. I know this ain't a lot of your guys' first times here.
Right? I need what? Probably 4 questions?
Yeah. Probably 4 questions.
I need about 4 questions. Then we can start this next segment.
Come on, you guys got this.
Let's see.
I got an engagement tonight, so.
Oh, what do you got going tonight?
Zoom Trivia League.
Zoom Trivia.
Yeah.
What a nerd you are.
I am a nerd. I'm filling in for Jeremy Chuggs, who just got married.
Oh, that's right.
And I'm looking to weasel my way into this league for next season, so
Okay.
got to make a good impression tonight.
Okay. What's your specialty category?
My specialty category, hopefully now, the 3 of us, me, Coop, and Rolly, we each pick our own niche, and I picked 2010's NBA playoffs. It is something I probably could tell you that you give me a year, you give me a round, you give me seeds, I could probably give it to you.
Okay. C-Fan for life. Use hashtag Seahawks. Tom and Trina, use hashtag Seahawks. I need 4 questions, and we'll start this mailbag.
We need some questions. Cameron Proper, you beast. Come on.
Come on.
Get on the show. We want you guys on the show.
Because
we need you guys on the show.
We need to get this segment over with. That way we can get to our boots and we can go from there. Like Gary, you press D instead of hashtag.
Oh, hey Gary, I like that question. So just rewrite it. Hashtag
rewrite it.
Seahawks.
Use hashtag Seahawks, not D Seahawks. There we go, C-Fan for life. There we go, Tom. There's 2. I need 2 more. 2 more, then we'll get started here. Our final segment. You know, based on how this show started, when it sounded like my voice was about to die, I'm I'm very proud of how this show turned out today.
It's great. It's been a great show. We're going to get our boots. Hopefully I'm out of here by 7 o'clock. It's been a long day.
It has. There we go.
Thank you, Camille.
Camille, I need one more. One more.
You guys can do this. I know somebody's got a good question that they want answered on the show.
Who do you think's going to come out on top in this Dan Miller versus John Smith battle?
I don't know. One more 50 would decide it, right? I mean, we're essentially at the end of the show here.
Yeah. All right.
All right. That's a good question, C-Fan.
Taker's got one in.
C-Fan, you're getting on twice, baby.
Oh, Dan clarified. It's a wolf.
Oh, it's a wolf. Okay. Okay, Dan.
Dan the man.
Okay, so, yeah. C-Fan, that question's for Tyler personally. Understand it. Got you.
Oh, we're asking personal questions? Okay.
Good job, Camille. All right. We have enough here. Thank you, guys. We appreciate all the love.
All right.
Wait. C-Fan.
Dan says I'm a huge wild lover.
There we go.
That's cool.
Oh, nice.
Do you like wild animals?
Depends. Depends on the animal. Hopefully, they're not, if it's one that's not trying to hurt me, I'm in.
Smitty, he loves the cougars.
I do. Yep. Yep. The Houston Cougars.
Oh, I was thinking the other kind of cougar.
Live Q&A coming up.
All right. Q&A mailbag time.
Here we
go. Final segment. Let's do this. It's time to touch our bags. We're dropping our sack on this mailbag edition of Seattle Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. You got questions. I got answers. This comes from our Wednesday live show that we do each and every week where people super chat us and use hashtag Seahawks, and we react to their questions. Now, you may be wondering, how can I be a part of your next mailbag program? Well, if you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, you will never miss a video. You'll know exactly when we go live, and we got you covered here on the channel. Subscribe now for free. Turn on notifications. Never miss a moment. We'll get started with today's show. Dan with a $100 super chat. Bird says, what do you feel is our chance to make and win the Super Bowl with a first-year head coach, and has that ever been done before? Don McCafferty did it with the Baltimore Colts. And as Smitty put it, this was back in the era when we had separate water fountains. Was the last time this had happened. Now, do I think that the Seahawks are a Super Bowl team? Not right now, but there's still time to get this roster in shape and could be a contending team. But I think realistically, the hope is that you contend for the NFC West this year, and the following year, you take that next step to be a Super Bowl team. I think this is about a 2-year project ahead for Schneider and for Mike Macdonald here, but the future is certainly bright for the Seahawks. Dan, thank you for that $100 super chat. Dan, the man, much appreciated. Thanks for that. Smitty's Burner writes in, what's the latest with Tyler Lockett? Is he coming back next year? So, here's the situation as it stands right now with Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett is a very talented receiver. He's 32 years old. He's coming off his first season in many years where he did not have 1,000 yards. Production was down a bit. He's kind of taken a step back of sorts. Still very good, but not what he once was. Now, you look ahead to next year. His cap hit is $16.25 million. That is more money than he's worth and more money than the Seahawks can afford, especially when they got to pay other guys like Leonard Williams and Jordan Brooks, among others, and they still have to pay their draft picks than any other potential new players they bring in. So, with that said, if I am the Seattle Seahawks, I go up to Tyler Lockett and I say this. Look, Tyler, The choice is yours. You are more than welcome to stay in Seattle. You can retire here, but we got to restructure this contract. You got to take a pay cut because here's the deal. No one else is going to pay you $16 million either. You already got your real estate company here. You've already got a great life here. You might as well stay in Seattle anyway. And we're going to take care of you. Even after you retire and all that, you are going to be one of the leaders of the 12s for many years to come. Tyler Lockett, stick around. Just take less money. And if he's not willing to do that, then you trade him or cut him. Decision's ultimately up to Tyler Lockett. Will he return in 2024? That is the question all of us want to know. I'm hopeful. I hope that Tyler Lockett will be a team player and take that restructure, take that pay cut, and come back this upcoming season. Live for yes and for no. Let us know what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Choose two or more players in any given category. Get the choice of more or less. Football season may be over, but the action on the floor is heating up. Whether it's the tournament season or the fight for playoff home court, there's no shortage of high-stakes basketball moments this time of year. Get in on the excitement with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app where you can turn your hoops knowledge into serious cash. Prize Picks even offers injury insurance so that your entries stay in place even if one of your players gets injured. For basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and does not return the second, that player projection won't count against you, and the rest of your entry stays live. Now, I've had some good success with NASCAR as of late, but I'm looking ahead to the baseball season. I got Grayson Rodriguez to have more than 180.5 strikeouts for the Orioles. And for your Seattle Mariners, I got Julio Rodriguez to have more than 168.5 hits. Say we put $20 down, both those hit. We're turning that into $60 on Prize Picks. Play along with me. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS for a $100 deposit match. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS for your $100 deposit bonus. Brian Bosworth writes, can the Seahawks recover if they don't re-sign Leonard Williams? All right. First off, can they recover? The first half of that question, it would be mentally training. It would be emotionally training if the Seahawks can't get a deal done with Leonard Williams. Because you've been interested in this guy for 2 years, right? You had your eyes on him, John Schneider did. Okay? You gave up a second-round pick. You gave up a fifth-round pick to pull this trade off. It was an expensive deal. Okay? Right? So that was big in of itself. And then taking it a step further from there, okay, he was the best player on your defense the second half of this past year. So you've laid all your chips on the table. You've gone all in on Leonard Williams here. You can't step back now. I mean, what was it all for then? If we're going to be frank, the Seahawks weren't going to be a Super Bowl team no matter what this past season. You made that move. I know some people say, well, you made it for a playoff run. It's not like the Seahawks were going to go to the Super Bowl here, folks. You made that trade with every intention to re-sign Leonard Williams. If you don't, that is demoralizing. Now, the flip side is that there are other players out there that you could spend the money on instead that are arguably just as good, if not better. But you invested in Leonard Williams for a reason. Keep that in mind. I want Leonard Williams still here in Seattle. Will the Seahawks re-sign Leonard Williams? I think so. But I'm not overly confident. S for sign, P for pass. Way in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Tom and Trina are right in. Can the Seahawks really go without drafting a QB this year? Tom, great question. You know, I am of the belief, the Bill Belichick philosophy, that you should draft a quarterback every single year, whether it's in the first round or the 7th round. There should always be a quarterback you should find. We heard John Schneider say earlier this week that he was disappointed that the Seahawks have only drafted 2 quarterbacks in a 14-year stretch. I don't think you can go without drafting a quarterback this year. I think it would be an abject failure if you do not get a quarterback at some point this year. Even if they're not there to compete with Geno, even if they're not there to be your long-term starter, just getting a backup in there, giving somebody a chance. I mean, think about the Niners, okay, with that Brock Purdy situation. Final pick in the 7th round. That worked out pretty well for them. Even if it's that pick, it's worth it just to see if something's there, something works out or not. Last question. Dan with another $100 super chat. Do you think we will get more than one player from Baltimore? $100 super chat. Bang! Dan, I think there's a chance the Seahawks go after Patrick Queen. Sounds like Justin Madubuike is going to stay with Baltimore. They're going to franchise tag him, so he's kind of off the table. But Patrick Queen's possible. Geno Stone is a possibility. Those two I really like. Let's see. Also on the list of potential guys there, you got Jadeveon Clowney, got Kyle Van Noy. Kyle Van Noy is going to be really cheap. Clowney isn't going to cost a ton either, but he'll be more than Van Noy. You got Kevin Zeitler on the offensive line at the guard spot potentially. If you're looking backup quarterback, you got Tyler Huntley as a possibility. I would say that the most likely two are Patrick Queen and Geno Stone. The guy I would want the most when you talk about need and value is probably Geno Stone, though. Dan, much appreciated. Another $100 super chat. Dan the man coming through big today. Thanks for joining us here on Seahawks Today. Have a great one. Subscribe now. We'll see you next time. All right. We made it through this show today. We did. Which I didn't know was possible without my voice. Now they've got through the segments, I can get excited now. If I lose my voice, who gives a shit? You know, we're fine. Dan the man!
With a $100 super chat!
Bang!
Dan, my computer died. Dan. Unbelievable, man.
Oh my
get
gosh.
These damn things plugged in, so.
Everybody spam Dan.
Spam Dan, what the hell?
We got a boot race coming. Dan is getting the jersey.
Dan's getting the jersey. Shout out Dan. Dan, you got to follow.
Dan, email me.
Email him?
Listen,
throw that in the chat. Throw that in the chat for him because my computer just died.
Okay.
Also, or you could also follow DM Tyler on X, Twitter as well.
Oh my gosh. Dan, we will take care of you. We will get you your custom jersey. Email me, tyler@chatsports.com, and we will take care of you with that custom jersey. Boot time coming up in just a bit. Oh my gosh. What a performance today. I think we set a record for Super Chats on just a Wednesday live.
Yeah.
$723 today. Absolutely unbelievable performance. Unbelievable performance. You guys showed up and showed out. I'm in awe of what we're witnessing here today. Smitty, I'm going to go get the boots ready.
All right. You want to give me a Happy Dad boot? There should be one more in there.
Yeah.
Happy Dad boot would be great.
Let's go. All right.
I'll throw myself up on screen here. Tyler's going to get the boots ready. Shout out Dan Miller, man. Absolute legend. Getting one of our biggest Super Chat MVPs we've had in a long time. Definitely since the NFL season. I mean, what a guy. This is uncharted waters we're in here for a Seahawks Today Wednesday live happy hour. Absolutely electric.
Giants is challenging us to beat them at 1K.
Oh my God, Giants is challenging. Giants now is challenging the 12s. Giants now is at $1,000 in Super Chats. We're about 300 away. It's a big number, but it's 300 away from beating Giants now in Super Chats. Listen, they got some heavy hitters over there, but it can be done. By the time our boots are done, could it happen? Let's find out. My guy, Tom. Shout out my boy Tom. Absolute legend. Showing up on the streams last night, showing up today. Shout out John Smith saying, you got to support independent media. My guy Tom saying, Jamal Adams back to the Jets? I'll hang up and listen. Shout out New York Sports Radio, man. It is nothing like it. Jamal Adams, if you want Jamal Adams back on the Jets, you can have him, my friend. We'll ship him there to you. John saying, way to go, 12s. Peter saying that took everything out of Tyler. Mr. Rod saying he's got his hat and jersey ready. Dan Miller, email Tyler Jones, tyler@chatsports.com. Also give me a follow as well here on Twitter. Shameless plug. Peter said, we beat them once, let's beat them again. I mean, listen, Week 4, anybody remember that Week 4 beatdown in MetLife? I know I remember. I was hammered. Jose House saying, I want Queen. Tyler's going to get the boots ready now. We got a boot race upcoming. A beer boot race on the way. Giants now at a... Oh! John Smith with a $50 Super Chat. He's saying F the Giants. Come on, 12s. Let's go, Hawks. Come on now. Let's get after it. Absolute legendary stuff going on. Seahawks Today happy hour on a Wednesday. We got boots coming. Yes, in Week 4, Giants got mugged. Everybody spam John in the chat. That absolute legend, the godfather of Seahawks Today. Absolutely ridiculous what has transpired here on a Seahawks Wednesday happy hour. Some might say, unbelievable! Can't believe it! Absolutely electric. Tyler's going to get the boots ready right now. Let us know who you have down in the comments section. Do you have Tyler or Smitty? Jones or Smitty? J for Jones, S for Smitty. John. John saying Dan carried us today. I mean, listen, everybody who's super chatted makes an impact. Absolutely. All you guys are legends. Dan Miller he was just telling us thank you. Sending us $100, telling us thank you for what we do here, providing daily Seahawks content all calendar year long. It's not just the regular season. It's not just the postseason. We got all off-season coverage for you here at Seahawks Today. So stick with us, man, because the content ain't stopping now. We're only putting out more content as the draft, free agency, OTAs, all that good stuff approaches. Stick with us. Lock us in as your #1 Seattle Seahawks news and rumors hub. Peter's saying he's betting the house on Smitty. It ain't the first time somebody could do that and lose. But I'm ready to beat Tyler down bad here in this boot race. But it's all thanks to you guys for getting us there. I mean, I wish with how many people, with how much we've gotten in Super Chat today, that we could do a 3-man boot race. But it is getting late here at the office. A lot of our comrades, a lot of our colleagues have already left to go home for the night. But we're sticking here with the 12s because that's what we do. John saying, betting on my godson Smitty. You absolute legend, John. I've missed you since this season has ended. The boots are back. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. These boots are made for walking, and they'll walk all over you.
Wow. My mic's on, right? Okay. So we're $30 away from 800 right now. Here's what we'll do, okay? The way that it's lined up with me being under the weather, I get a head start at the moment. I am willing to concede my head start and just and do a Jordan flu game performance here. If we get to 800, if we get $30 more and get to 800, then I'm willing to do a Jordan flu game type performance and not have any excuses. So I'll put a minute on the clock. Let's see if we get that, and then we'll go from there. Here we go, folks. All right. So I went with beer, and Smitty went with seltzer here. So here we go, folks. Smitty, you ready? All right. Yeah. Clock is running. Got 40 seconds. If we get 30 in the next 40 seconds, then we'll go ahead and all.
Boy, this is that Death Row Records, that great, baby. That's my shit.
Then we won't worry about the. Oh, there it is. Mark said, all right. Mark came in with the 30.
Mark wants the real deal. He wants the real competition.
So I'm going to have my Jordan flu game moment here. Let's see what I can do like Mike. No head start for Smitty. I'm no excuses. If I lose, it is what it is. I'm not going to make any excuses about it. We'll throw Marks up. Much appreciated, Mark. Oh, what a day. What a day we've had here, folks. My gosh. Here we go. All right. Everybody spam chug in the chat. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Yes! Yes! Oh. Wow. You lost. You lost. Jordan flu game. Jordan flu game. Let's go. Let's go. Who do you think you are? I am. Spam Jones. Spam Jones. F. Smitty. F. Smitty. I'm back. I'm back. Wow. Do you believe in miracles?
I feel defeated. I need to get better.
Oh my gosh.
I started off horrifically.
Oh my gosh. Wow. My friends. Unbelievable. You gotta find yourself from within. Yes. Oh my gosh. Wow. On that note, folks, we gotta get out of here. I think I've been healed by you guys today. I feel a whole lot better now than I did when we started this show. Voice is back. I'm not being interrupted by a cough. We're here. We're alive and well. Times are great. Go Seahawks. For Smitty, I'm him, Tyler Jones. Have a great night. We'll see you next time here on Seahawks Today. Love you.